Hello everyone and welcome back to another Train Sim 5 related video. In this we're sort of going to go over all of the new trains and routes coming, as well as I'll give my sort of opinions on them as well as the different editions of the game which will be available as we get ever closer to the release date. So a few things I'm not going to be mentioning. I'm not going to be mentioning guard mode, photo mode changes, route hopping, really just going over what you can get in Drive and basically how to buy it. That's what we're going to be going over. Now everybody loves a freebie, so let's talk about the Train Sim 5 starter pack. So what this is basically the very basics of Train Sim 5 you'll get free of charge, but it can only be claimed for the first 30 days, so September the 17th to October the 17th. And all you'll get within this is the training centre. So if you're a completely new player to the game, I suppose it will give you a bit of a brief idea into what you're going to be doing, and if you like it you can then go and get the other routes. And if you're a returning player, by getting this you'll see all of your old existing routes from previous Train Sim World games. Right, now that bit's out of the way, let's get on to what's going to be within Train Sim World 5. So first things first, you've got the West Coast Main Line South, which will run between London Euston and Milton Keynes Central. This including the Class 350, the 377, the Class 66, as well as the 1972 tube stock, which will be good fun. And then if you get the Deluxe Edition or Special Edition, you'll also get the Class 390 Pendolino, which I believe will be available separately once the game fully launches. And another exciting aspect of this is that if you have the Goblin line, so the Gospel Oak to Barking Riverside route, you'll also see the Class 710, which will enable you to do full line runs between Watford Junction and London Euston. So basically you're getting a whole overground route within the West Coast Main Line as well. And then the other really big exciting route is the Kinzigtaubahn, which is the German offering. This will give you just absolutely tons of trains. You're getting the DBBR 411 Ice-T, the DBBR 193 Vectron, the DBBR 423, the DBBR 146.2, as well as the DBBR 114 and the Dostos as well, making a return. So that route is the Frankfurt to Fulda route, so that's going to be cool. And then the deluxe edition for that also includes the Flixtrain Vectron, so a bit of green to lighten up a primarily red route. And then a little bit of additional information on the Frankfurt Fulda route is the layers, which we actually haven't got from Dovetail yet themselves. Well, we do, but not from sort of the usual channels. This was off a interview, which I'll leave a link down below, but it's in German. So some of the layers for the Frankfurt route will be the ICE 1 and 3 from Kassel Würzburg, which makes sense because that route is basically attached. Well, they share the same station at Fulda. The BR 425. I'm assuming that probably would be from Bremen-Oldenburg, or that could be Habstrecker Reimer. You've got the BR642 from the main Talbahn, various freight trains as layers, as well as the DBBR 101 from the DTG 101, and apparently the expert version will get its own timetable, but not at launch. And then we get on to the US offering within Train Sim 5, that being the Metrolink San Bernardino line, which runs between LA Union and San Bernardino, 57 miles, and included with it is the Metrolink MP36PH-3C, the Metrolink F125, the Rotem Cup. Yeah, there's a couple of different coaching stocks for it as well. And then deluxe edition players with that will also get the Cajon Pass route, which will then allow you to have some freight services on the San Bernardino line. So now we'll move on to sort of my personal opinion on all of the new stuff. So I suppose we'll kick it off again with the West Coast Main Line South. Generally, really looking forward to it. It's got a lot of trains within it. You've got the full Watford Junction to Euston Overground line, the Watford DC line, which is superb. I know it only goes to Milton Keynes, which I know a lot of people were like, "Ooh, only MKC. That's not that long," but it's still 50 miles with I believe it was 28 stations. And there's always the possibility of some sort of extension in the future to New Street. I know Dovetail have said quite a few times, "Oh, we can't really do extensions," but I mean, look at Southeastern High Speed. That had an extension, Riesa Dresden up to Meissen, so it is possible. So maybe that's the plan, to have that as some sort of extension. Class 390, I generally think it's quite a smart business move to include it in the deluxe edition. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's not right. They can't do that." But then at the end of the day, they're a business. They need to make money. They know the 390 is going to be like the most popular train, so that means everybody has to go out and get deluxe edition. So it's a fairly smart move from them. And again, it will be separately available once the game fully launches. So if you don't want it straight away, you could always get it later on down the line. And then Frankfurt Fielder, I mean, I've never been to Germany, never been on the route itself. I don't think it's like one of sort of the major routes within Germany, but looking at what we're getting on it, it looks just amazing. I'm sort of on the fence between West Coast Main Line and Frankfurt Fielder, sort of what I'm most looking forward to, because I love my German routes. German routes are cool. German trains are really cool. If you're not into them, try getting into them. They're awesome. So yeah, very much looking forward to Frankfurt Fielder. Lots and lots and lots of trains. Flix Train as well, even better, adds another company to the game. I think the last German company to be added was, I think it's Press. Was it Press? Yeah, Press. I think that was with Bremen Oldenburg on the 155. I don't think any other company has been added since then. Do correct me if I'm wrong there. So looking forward to seeing Flix Train in the game. Adds a bit of green to the route. And then for San Bernardino, I haven't really got much to say about it really. Not really one of the routes where I'm like, "Oh, I can't wait to get on it." It's sort of, for me, it's just West Coast Main Line, Frankfurt Fielder, and then to the side line, it's, well, the San Bernardino line, which we already knew about prior to the announcement of Train to Mile 5. But I'll still be giving it a go, and hopefully it will be good fun. Should be. I mean, it almost seems like a sort of a peninsula corridor type route. And when that first came out, I enjoyed that quite a bit and played it quite a lot. And then, yeah, again, with the deluxe edition, you'll get the Cajon Pass route, which then gives you freight services on San Bernardino. So not like it, yeah, it's not particularly exciting. But then, as a US player of the game, you may be generally really excited for San Bernardino, and it might be the best route within the game, possibly. But I know Metrolink have been very helpful to Dovetail, so I mean that's always awesome to see. A train operating company being helpful and wanting to be in the game, so that's always good to hear. Well, that's my sort of opinions on the bits and pieces coming. So I suppose we'll get on to the different editions of the game. So we've already said about the free starter editions. That will be available from September the 17th to October the 17th, and it will just give you Train to Mile 5 with the training centre, none of the routes, unless you're a pre-existing player, where you'll then get your old routes within Train to Mile 5. And then you've got the standard edition of the game, which is priced at £39.99 in pounds, and this gives you the West Coast Main Line, Frankfurt Fielder, as well as the San Bernardino, and training centre, of course. And then deluxe edition, which is priced at £59.99. This comes with all of the things included with the standard edition, but also the Avanti West Coast Pendolino, the Flix Train Vectron, as well as the Cajon Pass route. So that's £59.99. And then this is more aimed at newer players to the game. You've got the special edition, which again includes everything included with the deluxe edition, but you also, on top of all of that, get Kassel Würzburg, the Bakerloo line, the Northeast Corridor New York Trenton, the London Overground Goblin line, as well as Bremen Oldenburg. So all sort of things which will add to the experience of the free base routes within Train to Mile 5. So yeah, basically just gives you a lot more gameplay on the base routes, as well as giving you whole other routes as well. So inexpensive, but if you're really keen on it, a good way to get started within the game. But also alongside all of this, you've also got the regional editions, so UK regional, US regional, and the German regional editions, which will be priced at, I believe, £29.99 in pounds. But I'd say that's really about it for information we can provide. But yeah, that's Train Sim World 5. I thought I'd do sort of another little video rounding everything up, as the first look video was slightly more limited, or first news video was slightly more limited, as I was away on holiday. So a little round up there. Obviously, early access for deluxe and special edition starts in about 8 days now, on September the 12th. And then if you've got many of the other editions, they will sort of unlock on September the 17th. But do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Apart from that, thanks all for coming in, and hopefully we'll see you next time. So you all, take care. Bye guys.